Did you know that nearly 8% of Londoners are of Caribbean descent? Many trace their roots back to a single ship, the Empire Windrush, which docked in 1948. Thousands of Jamaicans seeking a better life answered Britain's call for help in rebuilding after the Second World War. They boarded ships with hope in their hearts and dreams of opportunity. Little did they know they were about to embark on a journey filled with both challenges and triumphs. Their arrival would forever change the face of London, infusing it with Caribbean culture, music, and spirit. These brave souls, now remembered as the Windrush Generation, faced a new world. They encountered prejudice and discrimination, struggling to find housing and employment. Yet they persevered, their resilience echoing the spirit of their island home. Imagine leaving behind the sun-drenched shores of Jamaica. Picture trading the rhythmic sounds of reggae for the bustling streets of post-war London. This was the reality for countless Jamaicans who boarded ships bound for a new life. They arrived full of hope, ready to contribute to their adopted country. They carried with them a vibrant culture, a strong work ethic, and an indomitable spirit. However, adjusting to this new world was not without its hurdles. Jamaicans found themselves navigating a society where their presence was often met with suspicion and prejudice. Finding decent housing was a constant battle. Despite the challenges, they never lost sight of their dreams. From Brixton to Tottenham, from Notting Hill to Hackney, the Jamaican spirit took root. The aroma of jerk chicken filled the air, and the sounds of ska, rocksteady, and reggae pulsed through the streets. Jamaican culture began to weave its way into the fabric of London life. Churches became cultural hubs, offering a taste of home and a sense of community. The music, vibrant and full of life, resonated with the younger generation. Food too played a vital role in preserving cultural identity. Jamaican restaurants and grocery stores popped up, offering a taste of home and a place to connect. The transition from the laid-back Caribbean island to the bustling metropolis of London was a shock to the system for many Jamaican immigrants. The weather, for one, came as a stark contrast. Gone was the year-round sunshine, replaced by grey skies and chilly winds. The food, too, was vastly different. Staple Jamaican dishes readily available back home were hard to come by in 1950s London. The British reserve and formality felt cold and distant compared to the warmth and openness they were accustomed to. They missed the easy banter, the shared laughter, and the sense of community that permeated everyday life back home. Life in London was far from the land of milk and honey they had envisioned. Jobs were scarce, and the ones available to them were often the most menial and poorly paid. They found themselves working as cleaners, bus conductors, nurses, often doing double shifts to make ends meet. Many experienced a sense of downward mobility, their qualifications and skills disregarded. Discrimination was rife, and many landlords refused to rent to black tenants. This forced families to cram into overcrowded, often substandard housing. Yet they persevered, sending money back home to support families they had left behind. They held on to the hope that their sacrifices would pave the way for a brighter future for their children. The prejudice and discrimination faced by Jamaican immigrants extended beyond the economic sphere. It seeped into everyday life, creating social barriers that were difficult to overcome. They were often met with suspicion and hostility, their presence seen as a threat to the social order. Children faced bullying in schools, called names they didn't understand, made to feel like outsiders in their own classrooms. They were often denied entry to pubs and clubs, told that no blacks or Irish were allowed. Their cultural traditions were misunderstood and often ridiculed. Their music, full of life and vibrancy, was seen as noisy and disruptive. This lack of acceptance and understanding created a sense of isolation and alienation. Despite the hardships, Jamaicans were determined to create a life for themselves in London. They refused to be defined solely by the challenges they faced. They formed close-knit communities, replicating the warmth and support they had left behind. Churches became more than just places of worship. They were social hubs, offering a taste of home and a sense of belonging. Within these communities, they celebrated their culture, their music, their food, and their heritage. They refused to be invisible, to have their stories silenced. This spirit of resilience and resistance would eventually lead to a cultural revolution. In the face of adversity, the Jamaican community in London found strength in unity. Churches, echoing with gospel music and fervent prayers, became sanctuaries. They provided not just spiritual solace, but a vital link to home. Within those walls, familiar accents mingled with the scent of traditional Jamaican dishes, shared at potlucks and gatherings. News from home, passed from one person to another, eased the ache of separation. These religious spaces became community centers, hosting domino tournaments and talent shows. Elders, respected for their wisdom and experience, offered guidance and support to newcomers. Music, the heartbeat of Jamaican culture, became a lifeline for many. From the sound systems blasting ska and rocksteady in living rooms, to the emerging reggae beats filling dance halls, music provided a sense of identity and continuity. It was a powerful reminder of home, evoking memories of sunshine, laughter, and carefree days. But it was more than just nostalgia. Music became a powerful tool for connection and expression. Young Jamaicans, born or raised in London, embraced these rhythms, finding their own voice amidst the changing cultural landscape. Through music, they found a sense of community, a shared identity, and a platform to challenge the status quo. The journey from being viewed as outsiders to gaining acceptance was long and arduous. Jamaican culture, initially met with suspicion and even ridicule, slowly began to weave its way into the fabric of London life. The vibrant Notting Hill Carnival, born out of the desire to celebrate Caribbean culture, became a symbol of this gradual shift. What started as a small community event transformed into a massive street party, attracting people from all walks of life. The popularity of the carnival helped to break down barriers and foster cross-cultural understanding. The children of the Windrush Generation, born and raised in London, faced their own unique set of challenges. They were British by birth, but often felt caught between two worlds. At home, they were immersed in Jamaican culture, the food, the language, the values. But outside, they navigated a society that often viewed them as different, as other. They were the bridge between two cultures, striving to reconcile their dual identities. They faced pressure to assimilate, to conform to British norms, while also holding on to their heritage. This balancing act was not always easy, and many grappled with questions of identity, belonging, and acceptance. Yet, this generation also reaped the benefits of their parents' sacrifices, enjoying greater opportunities in education and employment. Mrs. Agatha Johnson, her name etched with the weight of years, sat by the window of her Brixton flat. The aroma of frying plantains, a familiar comfort, wafted from the kitchen. Outside, the sounds of London car horns, distant sirens, the rumble of the city faded into the background. Her mind drifted back to another time, another place, a world away. She remembered the lush green hills of Jamaica, the warmth of the sun on her skin, the laughter of children playing in the streets. She remembered the bittersweet decision to leave it all behind, boarding a ship bound for a land she had only seen in pictures. Agatha had left behind more than just a place. She had left behind a part of herself. She carried within her a mother's love, a love that transcended oceans and continents. She had made a promise to her daughter, a bright-eyed girl with dreams bigger than the island they called home. And so she had toiled tirelessly, cleaning houses, scrubbing floors, her back aching, her hands raw. Years later, Agatha's daughter, now a woman, stood tall in a starched white uniform. The silver badge pinned to her chest glinted under the hospital lights, a symbol of her hard-won achievement. She was Nurse Johnson, a beacon of hope and healing in the bustling wards of St. Thomas's Hospital. Her journey had not been easy. She had navigated a system that often felt stacked against her, battling prejudice and discrimination with quiet determination. But she had persevered, fueled by her mother's unwavering belief in her. Her presence in that uniform was a testament to the indomitable spirit of the Jamaican community. Nurse Johnson, with her gentle touch and her unwavering compassion, carried with her the spirit of her ancestors. The story of Agatha and her daughter is not just their story, it is the story of a generation. It is the story of countless Jamaican families who braved the unknown, crossed oceans, and built new lives in a foreign land. Their journey, fraught with challenges, is a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. Their arrival in London, though met with resistance and prejudice, ultimately enriched the city's cultural tapestry. They brought with them their music, their food, their traditions, their vibrant spirit. They infused London with a new energy, a new rhythm, a new flavor. Their legacy is woven into the fabric of the city, from the bustling markets of Brixton to the colorful spectacle of the Notting Hill Carnival. The journey of Jamaicans in London is a complex tapestry woven from threads of hope and hardship, of resilience and reinvention. Imagine stepping off a ship, the bustling port of Southampton, a stark contrast to the tranquil shores left behind. For many, this dream was tempered by the realities of a society grappling with its own post-war struggles, a society where prejudice cast long shadows. Yet amidst these challenges, the Jamaican spirit endured. They built communities, vibrant and strong, where the rhythms of reggae and the aroma of jerked chicken filled the air, a comforting reminder of home. They faced discrimination with quiet dignity, their determination fueled by a deep love for family and a fierce belief in a better tomorrow. Walking through Brixton today, one can't help but feel the pulse of Jamaica in the air. The vibrant murals adorning brick walls depict scenes of island life and celebrate cultural icons. The scent of spices, a heady mix of Scotch bonnet peppers, thyme and ginger, emanates from restaurants and street food stalls, beckoning passers-by with the promise of culinary delights. The music, a soundtrack to daily life, ranges from the soulful strains of reggae legends to the pulsating beats of contemporary dancehall, reflecting the evolution of a culture that continues to thrive across generations. This vibrant cultural landscape is a testament to the enduring legacy of the Windrush Generation and their descendants. They transformed London, infusing it with their unique blend of warmth, resilience, and creativity. Their influence extends beyond the realm of food and music, permeating art, fashion, literature, and even politics. This cultural fusion is not simply a matter of adding spice to an existing dish. It's about the blending of flavors, the creation of something entirely new and exciting. The story of Jamaicans in London is ultimately a story about the power of the human spirit to adapt, to overcome, and to create. It's a reminder that diversity is not a threat but a source of strength and richness. It challenges us to confront our own prejudices, to embrace different perspectives, and to celebrate the contributions of all those who call this city home, regardless of their origin. As we reflect on the experiences of Jamaicans in London, let us remember that their story is still being written. Each new generation adds its own verse, its own unique blend of cultural influences, shaping the ever-evolving identity of this dynamic city. Their journey encourages us to listen with open hearts, to learn from the past, and to work together towards a future where diversity is not just tolerated, but truly celebrated. The stories of Jamaicans in London are filled with resilience, adaptation, and the creation of a vibrant cultural fusion. But these stories don't end here. They continue to unfold in the everyday lives of Londoners of Caribbean descent, shaping the city's identity in profound ways. Now, it's your turn to become a part of this ongoing narrative. What are your experiences with cultural exchange and integration? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. Let's create a space for dialogue, for understanding, and for celebrating the richness that diversity brings to our lives. Have you ever been struck by the unfamiliar, the different? Have you ever felt the pull of two cultures, the challenge of belonging in two worlds? Your insights, your reflections, can help bridge the gap between cultures, fostering empathy and understanding. This exploration of the Jamaican experience in London is just a starting point. There are countless other stories to be told, countless other perspectives to be explored. If you're eager to delve deeper into the themes of cultural adaptation, identity, and belonging, we invite you to watch our next video. We'll be exploring the experiences of another community that has enriched London's cultural tapestry. The journey of understanding and appreciating diversity is ongoing. It requires curiosity, empathy, and a willingness to step outside of our comfort zones. By listening to the stories of others, by engaging with different perspectives, we broaden our own horizons and contribute to a more inclusive and interconnected world.